Okay, I wrote this poem about 3 weeks ago, and this is the first time I'm performing it, but yet this poem already seems old, right? It already seems out of date. It's a poem about Michael Jackson. And I know that everyone's been completely and utterly saturated by, you know, like MJ and everything like that, but I felt like I wanted to write something about it, because I'm one of these people that liked Michael and then I hated him, alright? And then I liked him a bit and I hated him again. I went through this like that weird sort of like relationship and like, and so like when he died, it was like I had like these conflicting emotions, you know? And I've been writing a lot of comedy. And I noticed, you know, you go to any, comedy club, go in the 70s, 80s, 90s, like the year 2000, everyone makes jokes about Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson jokes are like, you know, they're just standard jokes. And you realize you don't make jokes about someone unless they actually got into people's consciousness. Do you know what I mean? Unless people have an opinion about them, you know. You're not indifferent to Michael Jackson. Some people like him, some people hate him. It swings and roundabouts. You know, that's just the way it goes. So I wrote this poem that was sort of like me trying to be honest about my feelings about Michael Jackson and evoke the memories that I suppose like MJ had. So this poem is called Remembering Times. Do you remember the time when we were young and fell in love? With the afro, the wet look, the glittered suit and white gloves. I wore white socks to school thinking that I was so cool. As I memorized lines from thrillers, I tried to impress you. Another part of me can see the DJ play Billie Jean. And as a child I laughed as my family hit the floor and made a scene. That's when I realized that some music forms the soundtracks to our lives, as I watched them turn the clock back to rock like it was Motown 25. I backslide to move forward to teenage memories on dance floors, and smile every time I tried to style out an awkward moonwalk. I pop-locked to the big hits of pop's greatest misfits. I was locked into his robotics, but I was shocked by his shape shifting. But whenever that needle hit the record, or that laser kissed the disc, do you remember the way that it made you feel when an MP3 was clicked? I've seen every range of race from black, white and Asian bust timeless moves to timeless grooves to remind you who had the tunes for all the ages. You see, generations grew up with this little black boy from the hood, and we watched him turn into a man whose mirror reflected the bad and the good. Generations were infatuated by a billion headlines and saw that behind the painted smile that the breaking point was nigh. Still, I'm reminded all the while of my first girl and being young and in love, when we sang Michael Jackson songs and joked on the way back to the club. I yelled "beat it" so loud when you told me to shut up. I wore the same old red leather jacket because I thought it looked tough. So will we remember the times before the headlines, before the media trials, before the mad circus design? Because before the controversy and the worst of hearing the truth and the lies, there was a little boy who sang his heart out, and today his music died. Thank you very much.